Hi guys, this is Takima, and right now we're just gonna jump into a nice random little makeup look that I recorded. Nothing super fancy or special, just starting off with the brows here and a fresh clean face. Just brushing them all out the way. Excuse them, they were definitely not done at the time I recorded this video. Here I'm just taking some brow pomade, I believe it's by L'Oreal, and I am just I worked with it by the first half of my brow and the second half. So the first half, I just take some product and I outline at the top and I outline at the bottom and brush it through. And then I go to the second part of the brow where the tail is and I repeat the same process. Top, bottom, fill through, and then brush through. And no worries if you mess up, because we're definitely going to go through and try to clean everything up with some concealer. Now here I'm just taking some concealer and I'm warming it. And the shade I use on the top of my brows when I'm carving them out is very close to my skin tone. Sometimes I'll even use my foundation, but I'm using some concealer here. And this is just some concealer from the beauty supply. I like to then take a brush and really carve the brows out. Now I'm taking a concealer that's a few shades lighter than my skin tone. I'm doing the same thing, taking that brush, and I really like to underline and get underneath that brow to really carve it out. So that's what you're gonna see me doing on this brow, blending it, and you're gonna see me do the same thing on the other side until I get my desired look. Here, I just take a little bit of my finishing powder and I kind of highlight, or I guess you could say set my brows, because I do it on the top and the bottom. The bottom, I just really, really pack it on because I like a nice highlighted underbrow. But you see, I don't go as heavy on the top, but it's just to set, the concealer that we work so hard to carve out for these brows, and we don't want no sweat, oil, none of that to try to stop our shine. So I kind of sit and let that bake for a while I continue to the rest of my face. Right here, I'm just taking that same concealer that I use underneath to cover up my brows, and today I'm also using that as an eyeshadow base. Now here I am just getting my palette and trying to figure out what kind of colors I want to go for. And when I do figure out what I want to use, I'm just going to start off by packing in the inner lids of my eye. I know everyone's different, but I'm old school. I like to do one thing on one eye and then move to the next eye and just keep working back and forth. I don't know, some days it's different, but 9 times out of 10, this is how I do my thing. Now I'm going to take that blue color and I'm going to start packing that on the outer lid for both of my eyes. And for this particular shadow, you got to pat, and pack, so you can definitely get that color payoff. So here I am just taking a clean blending brush and I am just blending those two colors together. Don't worry about the little fade that's gonna happen because you're blending, because we're gonna go back and repack our color on. I just feel like you always need to blend. Bold colors, soft colors, blend. You just cannot go wrong. So here I just finished packing on the shadow after we did our blending and whatnot. Don't mind me, y'all. When I like to do my makeup, I'll be listening to my music real loud, be lit by myself. I'm also taking this yellowish green and putting that in the inner tear ducts. I feel like it makes the look really pop, makes my eyes really stand out. So here I'm just taking a dark brown shadow and putting it here in my crease and just blending. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye as well. Right here, I'm just taking a really light tan color and highlighting under the brow now. I got a little lost when I was putting that brown in my crease, so this is just me carving it back out, just like I would carve my brows out earlier. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye as well. Here I'm just taking my liquid eyeliner and I'm going ahead and getting some wings together. Typically, I just like my wings to meet up with the end of my eyebrow. No matter what type of look I'm doing, that's just kind of my guide. Here, I'm just taking that same concealer that I use that's close to my skin tone, and I am just going in and trying to get a little cover up on all my acne scars before I put my foundation on. And I believe I'm gonna take a sponge to just go ahead and try to blend that in the skin a little better so I can work with a more even base before I put my foundation on. Now I'm using this Black Opal foundation. I got it at my local Walmart. And this a big face brush. I think I got this at Burlington. And I am just going through, blending, and trying to create that nice, even base. Like I said, girl, this is Walmart foundation. So I just go back in for any spots that I feel like could be maintained a little better, take a little foundation, and then I just blend that back out. And today's gonna be a lash day, so I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some glue on these lashes, and I'm gonna start letting them get tacky. And while that's going, I'm going to keep going on with the face. So here I am just putting some face powder all over my face to set the foundation. And no surprise, I am definitely a girl who likes to bake. So once we get everything pretty even, I'm gonna take a sponge and start getting my under eyes going, the bridge of my nose, the little button portion of my nose, and the the chin area. And I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and see how it turns out. Oops, looks like I was just kidding. This is when I'm actually starting to get the brows ready and letting them get tacky while I continue to bake. And I leave my powder sitting for like a good few minutes. At least, I want to say like 7, but like maybe no more than 10. Then I'm just taking my mascara so I can prep my regular lashes. I'm just taking a brush now and wiping off all the excess powder. And as you see, I am giving light before we have even added highlight. Yes, come through. This is just me putting on the lashes. I don't feel like I'm an expert, but I don't feel like I'm terrible at it. I feel like with lashes, you just honestly have to keep practicing until you do and figure out what's comfortable for you. Some people like tweezers. Some people like to go bare hands like me. It's just all about preference. I just usually start from the middle. Like when I get my lash, I'll put in the middle first. And once the middle feels set, I'll work the outer edge and then the inner corner. And I do that until I feel like they're really steady and on. Because sometimes you'll think they're on and the corners will roll up and you play yourself because your lashes are flying off, girl. So here I am just taking some highlight and just getting my glow together. It's another reason I really like my when I bake to be really bright because I want my highlight to really pop. I really like to glow, if you know what I mean. Here I am adding a little blush. I don't always wear blush, but I feel like if I'm really trying to do a full face, I'll throw some color on just for the sake of it. And I can't remember, but I believe I'm gonna also contour. So that's what you may see coming next. Oh, actually, it looks like we're moving on the lips. So I'm just taking this pink gloss, just trying to see if it complements and goes with the look. And for the most part, it's looking pretty good. This is me just, well, I guess I don't contour. This is me just using some setting spray. Because everything is looking pretty good. I'm not sure where I left off, but this is the look, guys. Let me know if you like it. Stay tuned for much more. And show some love.